Hey, hey everyone, welcome back in. And as of Monday, welcome to Virgo season. Now, Virgo energy is a little bit different than what we've been in, right? Leo energy is very much the showman, the in your face, big, bright, bold, beautiful. Virgo energy is like, calm down, organize these files, get shit lined up. It's a lesson that we need to learn, but just know you may feel like you were going 100 and now you're at 5, right? This is the time to really start to slow down a little bit, get things organized, right? Virgo is all about organizing things, all about making a list and checking off boxes and creating routines and habits. And it's about our health. It's about healthy eating and being more physically active and making sure that we're nurturing and taking care of ourselves. Now, Saturday, we will move into the new moon, which is a time to set our intentions. And this is going to be the perfect time for you to think about setting some intentions around making new goals for yourself, getting yourself organized. This is the perfect time for you to really sit down and say, okay, let me be super practical right now and think about what do I need to know to organize my life, to build my business, to figure out all the pieces that I need to make sure that I'm, getting my mammogram, that I'm getting my colonoscopy if you're ready for that, making sure that you check yourself out. This is really the season and the time, especially this week, to focus on those things. Okay. All right. So let's get into the cards. Let's see what messages we can get from the cards this week. All right, so let's start with our spiritual connection card, and here we have the strength card. For our health and happiness, we have the 5 of Swords. For our love and relationships, we have the Ace of Cups. We saw her last week. For our business and career, we have the King of Swords. And for our overall card, we have the World. All right. So we're continuing with some big life lessons here. We've got 2 major arcana cards here. Internally, we've got potentially some conflicts happening within, right? There may be some things that we feel very strongly about that we're growing, but then we're a little bit conflicted in our minds about what we should be doing next. And then externally, we have, some budding new emotion that's coming up. And we are feeling pretty comfortable around some new ideas or some ideas that we are taking firm actions on. But overall, it feels wonderful. It feels like we are learning our lessons, we are moving through, and we're going to get on the other side of some things. So let's get started with our spiritual connection card. And here we have, if I can get it up, here we have the strength card. And I want you to think about the areas in your life that you maybe have been telling yourself you don't know enough, you're not strong enough, you're not capable enough. I want you to think about those areas and remind yourself, tell yourself right now, if you're thinking about those areas, that's a lie. I'm bigger than that. I'm stronger than that. All those things were just things I told myself, but they are not the truth, because you are so strong when you show up for yourself. You are so powerful and magical when you show up for yourself. Right now, it's just a matter of moving that energy, shifting that energy that you are wasting on not enough, and telling yourself, reminding yourself of like what a badass you really are. Because you really are. And when you're able to connect with that inner badass, That's when you're really going to shine this week. That's when you're really going to start to connect to your spirit, the divine, God, Goddess, however you identify that. Only when you tap into that inner strength and you own it will you really be able to see and feel like, yes, yes, I can do anything. I can do anything from here. Okay, let's move on to our health and happiness. And here we have the Five of Swords. So it may feel like you're all over the place with your ideas. One minute you may feel like you want to do this thing, and this is what's important, and this is what needs to happen. And you may find that you turn around and the next thought is completely opposite of that. And you may feel a little scattered. The people around you are definitely going to feel scattered around how you are expressing your thoughts because it's not completely clear to you. Allow yourself to just let out whatever you need to let out, right? You may have been having some ideas that have been pent up, and because you haven't allowed them to process all the way or to be expressed, you may feel a little frantic as you're letting them out, but they just need space to breathe. They just need the opportunity for you to give them a little bit of attention so that they can either move forward or they can fall away because they weren't really that important. They just needed to get out of your head. Okay? So don't get distracted. Don't think that you're going crazy or let anyone else tell you that you're going crazy. You have a lot of things happening in your mind and you just have to let them out. Just give them space. Okay, let's move on to our love and relationships. And here we have the Ace of Cups. Now, we saw the Ace of Cups last week in our, I think in our health and happiness, no, in our spiritual connection position last week. And here, it's really taking that energy in some relationship that you're having. There are these new feelings that are coming forward. And here it feels like there are new feelings that are stemming from some activity that you've taken, some actions that you've taken. You've made some inroads. You've had some movement in a relationship. And now that you've taken some action and you've seen what there is to be seen, you're starting to have these new emotions come through that I still feel like they're not the ones you were anticipating. And that's okay, right? Feel whatever they feel like. I think they're going to feel really good. I think they're going to feel real cleansing. I get a sense that if you are having these emotions that feel good, that feel completely different and maybe unexpected, you're going to tell yourself that, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't like this new emotion so much. But you should. And you should allow yourself to feel it. And it's okay. All right, let's move on to our business and career. And here we have the King of Swords. The King here feels very strong in its convictions that some plans you've recently put into place, some ideas that you've maybe shared with people at work, they're really important to you. And you feel very strongly that these are the right decisions to make. This feels like very much Virgo energy today, the King of Swords. Today is the day for you to line shit up, right? And you know what needs to be done and you've thought about it. You are able to communicate it to people. So do that. Create that structure today within your business or at your job. Create some structures. Let people know what needs to happen to help get things organized at work, because you're going to be coming into a season, a time where you need to have things in place and they're not all there yet. So if you're feeling a little more organized, a little more like, wow, why am I so focused on gathering this information and compiling it in a particular way? It's all right. It's this Virgo energy coming through real strong. And just go with it. Get things lined up. Now that the energy is there for it, do it. Okay, last but not least, we have the overall card, and here we have the World card. And this is the feeling of just being free, just letting things be what they are, not trying to fit things into boxes. I know this Virgo energy is going to want everything to be organized, but think about it in terms of the seasons, like you really see in this card. Think about these seasons as there is a cycle that we have to go through, right? You can't put spring right after summer. That's just not how it works, right? There is a system that we all have to remember. There's a cycle, right? There's ups, there's downs, there's hot, there's cold. It's this seasonal, cyclical energy that you need to remember as you're moving through all these transitions in your life. Things are not supposed to stay the same forever, right? Things are around for a season. You learn something, you use that new information to help you in the next season, and same in the next season, and so on and so on and so on. And that's what life is all about. It's about learning these lessons and continuing to take that knowledge and moving it forward, right? Not staying still, feeling this energy of this new learning washing over you and empowering you. Let that happen as it moves you through season to season. Think about it in those terms. Don't think about it as this like a boring organization. No, it's preparing you. It's getting you ready. What am I getting into now? What's going to be next? What's happening next? The World card feels big and beautiful and bold because you've learned these lessons. So embrace that. Embrace this knowledge that you've gotten and let it help you move on to the next thing, right? Because a new journey is about to get started. The World card is the end of the big life lesson cycles, preparing you for the next card, which is the beginning, the Fool, right? We're getting ready to move back into that energy. And so right now it's about preparing you for that, getting you ready for that. So embrace it. I hope this is helpful for you. Again, keep in mind that Virgo's energy is going to feel a lot slower this week and for the next, month while we're in Virgo energy. Go with it, let it happen, let it settle you in a little bit from maybe some frenzied energy. Allow this Virgo energy to really help you get yourself organized and together. And let me know how this feels for you. Let me know how your week goes and stay magical, y'all.